You want to do this? Let's dive in. Hey now, PASW staff, clients, friends joining us for Thursday class. We're almost done with the week. We looked at the great electronic composer, jazz musician Raymond Scott yesterday, and then the Russian composer Shostakovich, and then your film scoring results we're going to see tomorrow. Can't wait for that for King Kong. Already they're looking great. So today I'm nervous, so that's why I wore this shirt to hopefully perk me up, because I got a D in geology, and we're going to be talking about a little bit about geology. So I hope, but it's in LA. We're going to do a little bit of LA history about something that's been there, I don't know, 50,000 years or so. So so bear with me, because rock formation and sea levels and all that stuff is not, but we're going to learn together, because that's what we're here for. So today we're going to be looking at the Brea tar pits. Brea means tar, just so you know. So that congested street in LA that everyone has to take means tar. So really, Brea tar pits is kind of redundant, because it means, you know, the tar, it means the tar pits, the Brea tar pits, because, you know, la is the. So the Brea tar pits. So, okay. I didn't know this, but you know, with all these LA history classes we're doing, it's good, but I didn't know that we were underwater. Yeah, did you know that we were underwater? 15 million years ago, Los Angeles, where we're sitting right now, was all underwater. It was the Los Angeles, it was, yeah, the basin was underwater. So it's a little stressful to think about. How old's the world? I was looking about this. It's about 4.5 billion years old, the world. So, and we're not going to be talking about dinosaurs. I thought there were dinosaurs in LA, but not really. We're going to look at what kind there were. I know there were a lot in Montana, and obviously other places, but not really in LA, because LA was underwater when dinosaurs were around, which is 65 million years ago or something like that. But don't worry, we're still going to have a map. We're still going to, well, you saw the map, and we're still going to have a timeline. So we're going to talk about just the monument there, the Brea tar pits. You've probably driven by it and seen tar, which is really asphalt, but bubbling on, you know, right in Hancock Park on La Brea, and, you know, like, you know, La Brea and Fairfax. Let's just simplify it. That's pretty much in between Fairfax and, you know, Hauser. Okay, so far so good, right? So if LA was underwater 15 million years ago, about 5 million years ago, the crust ceased to stretch. So really, in effect, LA has not been falling into the sea. We're actually rising from the ocean as we go on. I guess that's good news. I don't know if that's good or bad, but so in LA we have saber-toothed tiger and the dire wolves. Those are the animals that were found there, what are the tar pits? It's a group of little tar pits right in Hancock Park, formed in urban Los Angeles, and they were seeped there for tens of thousands of years. So over many centuries, the tar preserved the bones of the trapped animals. This is why tar asphalt is good, because they're not destroyed or anything. The tar asphalt keeps them where they can be preserved by scientists. So that's what's good about it, okay? And then there's the George C. Page Museum, and that's dedicated to researching all of the specimens. So you can go and look at it for free, but not the museum. You know, you pay to get into the museum. That's where all the collection is. So it kind of, well, it doesn't start, but 1875, this guy Denton first discovers fossils from Rancho La Brea. That's where it is. And then gradually it goes over to George Allen Hancock, which is named for, Hancock Park. That's why we call it Hancock Park, George Allen Hancock. So he's the owner of this ranch, and then he gives exclusive rights to Los Angeles County to dig for a few years. And from 1913 to 1915, these years contain the best documented excavations with about 750,000 specimens in 96 sites. So by 1924, Hancock Park is designated as a protected park and donated to the LA City. So let's look at our LA timeline. So we're going to use 1924 as when this park kind of officially is, erected. So we all know it was way before then. I don't have, the timeline to show you 30,000 years before the last LA tour that we did, which was the Culver Hotel. So this is the same year as 1924, but the timeline goes, 30,000 years. That's the express timeline. You need to upgrade to show that distance. But we're just going to say 1924. So when the sea receded, okay, when we weren't underwater, the tar at La Brea began to form, and petroleum deposits far below the surface were forced to bubble up. That's why there's that kind of bubbling. And gradually, as the petroleum evaporated from the surface, these large pools of thick, sticky asphalt were left behind, and that's what we see now. So the lake pit is what you pass by and you see. That's located in front of the museum, and it's a pit left over from asphalt mining operations in the late 1800s. So rain and groundwater collected above the bubbling asphalt, creating a small little lake. That's why it looks like a lake. And these bubbles, you can see the recreation of a mammoth becoming trapped in tar because they were trapped, obviously. So more than 100 excavations have been made at the tar pit since the 1900s. So they range in, size from huge to small, to mammoths, and then to microfossils. So over many centuries, animals that came to drink the water fell in, and they sank in the tar, and they died. So that's why we have their bones and their fossils. So the fossils that they found there are believed to be about 10 to 20,000 years old, dating from the last glacial period. So we have dire wolves, which we have bears, American lions. There were a lot of lions in the United States at one point. I didn't know that. And saber-toothed tiger, saber-toothed cats. So that's what we have in LA. So not as great as T-Rex, but still pretty badass, So the scientists think about 10,000 animals got trapped in the tar pits over 30,000 years. And you're probably wondering, any humans? Any humans? Yeah, there's one human that they found. A partial skeleton of a La Brea woman, dated around, so about 10,000 years ago, 10,000 calendar years. And they think she was about 17 to 25 years old. And because of the way her skull was crushed, scientists think she was murdered. So that's kind of scary. Scientists from all over the world come to here because it's the only actively excavated Ice Age fossil site found in the whole world. So over the last 50,000 years, Ice Age animals and plants and insects were trapped here. And so I mean, that's kind of cool. So again, LA is ahead of this. So yeah, so no dinosaur bones there. The only dinosaurs, the only things that were found there were birds, but birds were kind of ancestors, or for dinosaurs. But paleontologists still dig there 361 days a year. So they're there digging every single day for the most part. And which is great. They're busy at work. There was a murder that happened in 2013, and a policeman dove or dived, you know what I mean, looking for weapons, okay? So he went 17 feet under the surface of the sludge to hunt for weapons in a cold case. And it was bad visibility, and he said it was one of the weirdest, hardest things he's ever done. He was able to make out, though, out underwater, the pinnacle, throughout the tar, and he recovered multiple items of interest. They didn't say what because it was a cold case, but he did plunge in there, so that's kind of cool and creepy. So, I mean, you can go there. Tickets are $6 to $15, but I mean, very affordable, very cool. I just thought I'd talk about LA underwater and the La Brea tar pits, and that so this is super LA history, right? So I hope you found this interesting. I kind of thought it was kind of cool. So yeah, we were underwater. So many ideas, so many things. So I don't know, maybe I got my grade from a D to a C now in geology, but I don't think that professor's watching this. So okay, love you, miss you, hope you enjoyed this, and tomorrow we're going to see your results for King Kong. Can't wait to show you that. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, see you tomorrow.